Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you actually watch this. And today I'm here to interview Lamar Kerley, most recently retired as a deputy director of our department. And Lamar, just want to ask you a few questions just to kind of set the table. And the first one is, what's the biggest thing you'll take away from your time of working for the mental health department, current behavioral health and recovery services?
I really think it's the relationships that the work we do can sometimes be difficult, and working very closely with people, either one-on-one or as groups and teams, to resolve problems and to fix things as best as they can be fixed. You really get close to people. And even though I've retired, I've been here almost every day.
Not everyone else retires that way, by the way.
I did touch bases with a few people to make sure it was okay. I was not cutting the apron strings so quickly. So, I mean, I really love working here, and I love the people I work with. And I think good relationships.
And you know, hate to say it, but we've known each other longer than some of the staff have been alive.
Yes.
Going back to the 80s. And you've been here through several major changes, the MHSA dollars, some of the realignment changes. Tell me, what do you see as some of the biggest changes that you've seen in your career?
Funding, or the funding for services has changed. You know, when I was hired, and I think when you were first an intern and had some placements, the county was very small. County mental health were very small.
Yeah.
And I think I was number 77. There were only 77 people when I was hired. And I think it was the next year or the year after that realignment started. Mm-hmm. And suddenly, for the last 30 years, it's just been growing and growing and growing, so that the funding opportunities allowing us to give a greater variety of services to our clients. And that's really huge.
Yeah, and as you say that, I was thinking that, when I started, all services had to be provided in an office, and now in the field, we didn't have computers.
We didn't have paraprofessionals. I was a MFT intern,
yeah.
And for a while, that first year or two, there was legislation to deny us the ability to work in the field,
right?
Because they said it was out of our scope. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, then we have various levels of paraprofessionals.
Yeah.
And
So aside from coming here in retirement, what are you actually looking forward to most in retirement?
Well, I like to garden. And like even this morning, I was out up at 5, so I could be out there by 6:30. Because with the heat, I can't be out too much. So I was out gardening for several hours this morning. And I really want to start, because my garden's pretty mature and takes care of itself. So I want to start growing more plants to plant in my garden or to share with people. Liz Hawley came by today to pick up some seeds for the tiger lilies that I had blooming.
There you go.
Yeah, and so, sharing seeds, and I've got a place in my backyard. I'm going to build some shelves and have, where I can start germinating plants and sharing them with people.
So take a look at that camera. This is your opportunity to tell the department anything you'd like to say for them to either remember you by, or just to think of themselves in their own careers or the clients we serve. Whatever you'd like to say, this is really your opportunity.
Some of you that have worked with me and interned with me, or I've mentored, I talk about the value of changing your role in the department. Because I had distinct different roles over my 30 years. And I think that gave me a great deal of insight into the department I would not have had. And it also grew me, because each one was a challenge. And I learned new things, and I made more relationships when I went from a rehab team to forensics, and then to children's, and then to KLP, and then I was at the jail. And then particularly the challenge of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be working with an electronic medical record as a clinician specialist, and not really even understanding my role, but being okay with that challenge. So I would say to you all, challenging yourself to take a leap of faith that there's different places in the department that you could be of service and that would be helpful to you. I really think that.
My friend, I wish you many, many, many more years, and come by anytime you want.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.